baby's skin is delicate. That's why it. Welcome, 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 and happy Tuesday. Rise and shine out here on this tenacious Tuesday. You are listening to your girl, the one and only Nina Marie, your unity in the community kind of gal. And happy Tuesday. I hope that your weekend was absolutely fabulous and you are coming into an amazing week and your week has been good so far. Okay. Almost at hump day, not quite there, but happy Tuesday. Because somebody, let me tell you, somebody didn't even make it to see today or yesterday, if you will. Okay. So happy Tuesday. And thank you for joining me. I am super excited to be with you all on tonight for a variety of reasons. There are a couple of things that just got me super excited, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. But if you have not followed me at all, welcome to Life Talks. And make sure you are following me on my social media platforms. You can find me on Nina Marie on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram at real underscore Nina Marie. And you can find me on TikTok at real Nina Marie. So make sure you're following me on my social media platforms so you can see what is this whole thing behind Life Talks. Well, there can be a couple of different angles, okay? The first angle is that if you live long enough, your life is just simply going to talk. And the second angle to Life Talks is that when you join the show, we're simply going to have some life conversations. We're going to talk about some life situations and circumstances that we all can just woosah over. Because life be life, and as the kids say, right? So Life Talks is for men, women, boys and girls, and it's just a conversation around life because your life talks. And so I am super excited because I get an opportunity to do what I enjoy doing, and that's just sharing life, just being honest, just putting it all on the table, letting it all hang out, as they say, you know. And that is what I love about what I get to do the most with my listeners and my audience. So if you're not following me on my social media platforms, be sure to follow me in on Facebook, Nina Marie, TikTok, Real Nina Marie, and Instagram, or as the kids say, IG, which is real underscore Nina Marie. Also, for those that has already signed up for the cruise, I am super excited. I will be hosting my first inaugural Family and Friends cruise in October out of New Orleans, baby, as they say, out of NO. Super excited, heading out to Cozumel, Mexico. So if you are interested in joining me and the crew on this fantastic voyage, okay, there's still room. It is a family affair. You can bring your family, you can bring your children. I know mine will be there. You can make this a girls trip, you can make this a guys trip because it's going to be some single ladies there, you including your girl, okay. You can also make this a boo trip, which is just for you and your significant other. Either way, you are not going to want to let this ship leave you. There is still room, and if you want to get more information on that, make sure you text the number 81010. So that's 81010. That's 81010. And the at symbol, yes, let's go. That's YesLetsGo. The rates are absolutely amazing. I want to say for quad, don't quote me on it because thank God for the team that's handling that, right? But I want to say that the quads are probably like 360, 370 a person for four people. 370 or three up in there, somewhere like that. I mean, when I saw the race, I was amazed. Just got to be honest. And you're talking to a world class traveler, baby. Somebody that gets the opportunity. I'm actually in Atlanta now, and we'll get to that in a moment. But I'm super excited because we get an opportunity to jet sail around the world, and we do it at affordable rates. So this, I've done this for a long time, and I've heard family and friends and even strangers that just see me traveling, they're like, where are you at now? So I thought that this was a great opportunity because unfortunately I cannot go individually with everybody, but to be able to bring everybody on one individual trip was just such a genius of an ideal. So I'm super excited about the cruise. If you have not yet signed up, there is still room. Again, you can text 81010 81010 and the at symbol. Yes, let's go. So super excited, super excited. And you all, you may hear my special guest in the audience this evening, and I'm super excited about that. But if you have not followed me, let me just give you some background and some history on what this whole 45 to 45. I got 13 days exactly left, Lord willing. But this was my 45 to 45 campaign. And when I say campaign, like for me, first of all, being able to get to the 45th birthday of my life is nothing but a blessing. So, Lord willing, in 13 more days, I'll be seeing the big 45. And I am very grateful for it. And what I began to do on my social media platforms, which I've had so much going on in business and in my personal life, tons. However, I've been doing random videos over the course of these 45 days talking about just some different things that I've learned. And I've wrapped those videos around the 5 areas that I govern my life on. Okay. And those are, for those that know me, you already know what they are. These are the 5 principles. They're my non negotiables in my life that give me a basis or a foundation for how I have chosen to live my life. And my first one is my family. Excuse me. My first one is my faith. My second one is my family. My third one is my fitness. Used to be my finances, but I'm really, I'm getting older out here. So my fitness is very important and becoming important to me for sure. Then my fourth one is my finances. And then my fifth one is a whole lot of fun. And so I've spent these videos over the course. Right now I'm getting ready to enter into the financial side of it as I finish out these stretches, but I have really enjoyed being a part of just sharing different things about me, fun facts about me. And on the show, I've spent these last 3 weeks, this is going on now my fourth, and I've spent the fun facts about me around ships, okay, situations, if you will. And not the type of situations that you think about or the type of ships that you think about, but overall, understanding that every area of our lives are governed and centralized around relationships. And so I kicked off my first few weeks, and just a quick recap. The first one was, because let me just make this disclaimer. This is not, Bible 101, if you will, right? But what it is Nina's thoughts and how I've lived and governed my life. So you can take in the good and chunk the bad, okay? But we all desire to have good relationships. I always say, why have a good one when you can have a great one, right? So we've all desired to have and desire to have these amazing relationships, if you will. But the tough part is that not many people are willing to put in the work to have great relationships. And that is in every aspect within every relationship that we have, not just our significant others. But I kicked off the first week, which to me is the first important relationship that every individual should have. And that's our vertical relationship, our relationship with God, Okay, and that guy may look different. My God may be this guy, your God may be a different God, but a significant higher power, somebody bigger than you. Okay, and so the first and most important relationship that we should have is our first vertical relationship, and that is to God. Then the second relationship that I kicked off in week 2 in this 45 to 45 was our relationship with ourselves. A lot of times we are so into other people, and I know it because I work with students. I've done students for years, I've done adults for years, but we can rattle off with kids. You can rattle off what Beyonce and Jay-Z got going on like a fat kid love cake. Same thing with adults. We can rattle off what's popping off in politics, what's going on in everybody else's business, but the moment that we ask, something about you, something about self, excuse me, something about you, something about self, then don't nobody know how to answer those questions. So I'm always amazed because the second most important relationship that an individual can ever have outside of their relationship with God is their relationship with themselves. Because if you don't like you, how do you expect somebody else to like you? And trust me, I'm telling y'all, when you get to doing some internal work, baby, it ain't no joke. When I say no joke, I'm talking about like no joke. So that is the second most vital, important relationship to me in any form of any human's life. First one is God, the second one is self. Okay. Now, this third one, which I thought was super cool, this third one, and thanks to my listeners last week, y'all, I was having some technical difficulties, but I really just think that it was all of the good juice that you got, all of the good teas that you got, because the third most important relationship that I believe individuals can have is their relationship with their significant other. Your boo thing, your potential, right? Whatever it is, that's the third. I mean, that is the third most important relationship that you can ever have. Okay. Then when you get into today, which I am super excited because, as I mentioned, I'm timing in from hot Atlanta. And boy, is it hot outside. Okay. Just came back from a walk, and man. But the fourth most important relationship that an individual could ever have, in Nina's opinion, is the relationship that you have with your family, your kids. Okay. First one, God. Second one, self. Third one, significant other. And if you have not watched any of those, go back and find the replay of Life Talks on Social Ghost website. But the fourth one, and I'm going to spend my last few minutes talking about the importance of the ships in your family and in your kids' lives. Now, that one is probably a little bit more sensitive to me, and even probably more touchy because I've experienced hardships in both capacities, you know, especially being the unity in the community kind of girl, being that individual that I'm so big, on family, and I'm so big on the relationships that we have with each other, especially within family. And yet, it's kind of like the pre-K, the PK kids. You get it the worst when it's something that's really near and dear to you, because the enemy knows how to hit you where it hurts, if you will. And so the most important relationship that I believe you can have as the number 4, like I said, is family and your children. Now, I can honestly say that as a mother of 4, I never even wanted children. I'm just being honest, y'all. I knew that me having children, life was going to look different. It was going to slow me down. And at the time in my life, I just didn't see Nina with no kids. You hear me? But I'm so grateful that my plans was not his plans, because as I'm sitting in Atlanta this particular week. Super excited because I had a privilege of being able to witness my first grandbaby being born from my oldest daughter. And so I've been down in Atlanta celebrating the birth of my little king that is just nothing but a answered prayer in a major way. And so if you hear this background, you will know that that's what it is. My baby is here, and you will hear the different nurses that's doing their things, but it is what it is because family, is what is just super exciting because at the end of the day, that's really all that you have. Now, let's talk about this for a minute because as I mentioned, this has been a or I should say, it could be a very sore spot for me in a variety of ways. And if you have not already gotten my book, make sure that you go to Amazon to get the journey and the faith that it took to get there, the journey and the faith that it took to get there by Nina Marine. Okay, because in my book I go into more details about my upbringing and life and just the journey of it all and where I aspire to be tomorrow because I haven't arrived yet by the grace, but I'm so grateful that I'm not where I used to be. And so as I'm experiencing this, and I'm thinking about family, family is not something that we have been able to choose. And being a sibling of one on my mom's side, several on my dad's side, but only knowing really two of my siblings on my dad's side, you know, we just don't get an opportunity to choose our family. And leading up to my birthday, it's crazy because you really look at life, as my mentor once said, even though we live life going forward, we understand it better when we can look back. And one thing that I've realized over the course of these years is that the number one thing that we cannot get back, and that's our time. That's our time. And as I've sat here in this, hospital with my daughter, preparing for life as she's bringing, a little one into the world, it was not only an amazing experience, but it was such a big reflection as well. A time to reflect because at the end of the day, you always only want, for your children to do better than what you've done. Of course, you've always dotting I's and crossing T's, not perfect by far because none of us are, but I knew that my goal was to be able to have a great relationship with my daughter. And when I tell you that it is an amazing opportunity to watch your own baby, become somebody else's or somebody become her baby, it's one of the most priceless experiences. And, now for me, the legacy goes to a different level, to be able to position ourselves or to position life, in a way that we can move forward to produce the things that I know that even in cries like that, as sweet as they sound, tomorrow he'll be 15. Tomorrow he'll be 16. Tomorrow he'll be 21, Lord willing. And the word says, that good book I read says that a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children's children. And that was a reality for me. Being able to understand that your relationship, even with your kids, should be very important. Not just your kids, but your grandkids. What type of legacy are you not only leaving monetary wise, but even spiritually? What type of legacy? One that was the first words he heard come out of my mouth was welcome to the world, man of God. Hey there, young man of God. Like, because I understand that this thing is so much bigger than what I could have ever thought or to produce. And so it's just when you think about the shifts, you know, I think about areas of my life as a mom that I wish I would have done differently. You know, coming through, you know, whether it was my divorce, on the other side of that, simply just seeking to survive, finishing school, finishing my undergrad after divorce with as a mom of three at that point. All of that is a part of the journey. You know, the older folks used to say nobody said it would be easy. Or, you know, I love one of my favorites in the good book says, this race isn't given to the swift nor to the strong, but to the one that can endure unto the end. And so when I think about my experiences in my family, I think about even the hard stuff, you know, because we all, or I wouldn't even say we all, but sometimes even the closest ones to you produces the biggest challenge, right? Sometimes they produce the biggest challenge, and things has not always be by far been easy. You know, you've lost relationships along the way, and at times it starts within family. But you have to even be okay with that and love anyway. Like that's been one of the things that's been super important to me is the ability to love anyway, you know, regardless of how others act. And yes, it does get hard sometimes being a bigger person, but when you understand the journey and when you understand the mission behind it, then it gives you that much more confidence and a surety that you can keep rolling. You know, so as we are moving and grooving and leaving legacies for our family, you know, that's important to us to know that you've done the best that you can do in the relationships that has been set before you. You know, I used to always work overtime, especially in my family, to make sure that the relationships are suffice. But when you realize at times that you're the only one working on those relationships, and it gives you that much opportunity, you know, to be okay with being okay, you know, taking those with you that you got to and releasing those that you got to. And sometimes, y'all, that even includes kids. That's the tough part. I think as a mother of four, I would say four out of my four, two of them absolutely adore me, and two of them probably would care less if they ever talk to me again. And guess what, mommy? Guess what, daddy? That's okay. When you've done, and I can't say that, you know, at times it doesn't necessarily. You be thinking like, but then you, because I think that that's natural, especially with family, you know. But baby, I'll snap out of that thing so quick because when you know, I'm telling you, these self-evaluations is imperative. When you know, when you look at this measuring stick, if you will, and you know that you put in all of the work that you could have, man, baby, that helps you sleep so good at night. And by the grace of God, I've never been an individual that has allowed situations or circumstances in other people's lives, especially those close to me, to affect mine. And I'm not even saying that that's because Nina's so good. No, that's just because I understand that I give 150. I don't believe that in relationships, and this is in every relationship, you know, God, self, lover, kids, and I'm gonna talk about the fifth one next week, you know. None of those relationships is a 50-50 thing. If you're coming to any ship and you're thinking 50-50, you done already shortchanged the relationship. All relationships require 100%. And when you understand that and you got this good old measuring stick here, you can sleep real good at night. No matter who you get to stop the bus for and let them on, and no matter who you get to stop the bus for to let them off. So, some things that I've learned. Fun fact about me, I never wanted children. I'm a mother of four now. And despite of how they feel about me, I got to be honest. You know, your girl didn't do half bad, uh, especially having to do it as a single woman, you know. Um, and what can I say that, or for my moms out there, especially as my daughter is even, you know, a new mom, and as my parents are out there, let me just encourage you as I close. It's super hard. I'm telling you, I feel like I've been through it all with my kids. The cell phone nightmares, to having to deal with my children in the homosexual lifestyle and me having my belief system in it, you know, based on the good book, not because I wrote it, but I just work to live by it, you know, to being bashed for that because I wasn't allowing certain things. I was reading a post where somebody said, which is so true, even in the relationship side, like, we'd be better off being friends because it's strict around here, you know, and I love that. But that's the same thing. Like, you know, y'all be better off getting your own spot because it's just certain things that we're not going to roll with around here, you know? And so I've experienced even those things as well, you know, from, um, you know, the even the side through divorce, you know, to where, you know, most mothers or women, it's always them wanting, most of the time, the baby's father back, or wanting to be with the child's dad, or wanting the marriage. That wasn't me. It was always the opposite. And so, you know, I've experienced it even from the side of the male bashing the mama, you know, to children and the family, like just things that I've experienced. But I understood that when I can properly gauge this stick, that has given me the peace that has surpassed all understanding. And if I can't, as I said in closing, if I can't encourage you in anything, I want to encourage you in your family relationships, as my wives and my husbands out there, or you are in a significant other relationship. If you're not going to do what needs to be done at 100%, then go on and move around so that he or she can get their blessing for somebody that will treat and impart and plant the seeds that they need to really thrive. See, I believe that when you have the right relationships around you and in your life, it gives you the full ability and capacity to thrive at your fullest. That's why I ain't never been interested in just having no any old man. You know, some women say, and I laugh, but they say I'd rather have a piece of a man than no man. Well, I'd rather have none than a piece. Because see, you're rather going to contribute to me or you're going to subtract from me. All relationships give you positive. It's like a battery. You rather get the positive side and we get to charge each other, or we both get the negative side and we getting ready to deplete each other. All relationships are based on that. Okay. So if you are not going to invest the best that you got in the relationships in your life, like I said, whether it's God, whether it's with yourself, because self-care is super important, whether it's with your significant other. If you are with somebody, like I say, husbands, wives, significant others, if y'all don't have regular date nights, if y'all are not wooing each other, especially when you don't want to, that'll teach woman, especially when you don't want to, then you need to do yourself and them a favor. Not, I ain't encouraging no divorces because divorce is hard. I wouldn't put that on nobody. If you married, then don't divorce. Do whatever you got to do to make it work. But unfortunately, like in my case, it takes two. Can't just take one. And the most work he put in was when he signed the marriage license. You can save that one and send it because he'll know I'm telling the truth. However, make sure that you're investing 150 in the lives of your family, your kids, your significant others. And when you've done your best, as Art Williams would say, all you can do is all you can do. And that's enough. Okay. So y'all, we talking about ships out here. Make sure you are following your girl going. Last one, part 5. I got one more part before the girls' big B day, Lord willing. And so make sure that you are follow me on my social media platform, Nina Marie on Facebook, Real Nina Marie on TikTok, and Real underscore Nina Marie on IG. And if you are going to be cruising with us, y'all, it's going to be so fun. We're having a domino tournament, spade tournament. It's going to be a 90s party. Y'all, it's going to be fun. So if you are looking to cruise with us, you can go up to 4. There are some suites available as well, or it could just be you and your boo. That may be a wonderful opportunity to travel with your significant other, because you need to be at least traveling once a quarter with just the two of y'all. I don't care if it's just a staycation. Okay. You need to be traveling at least once a quarter. So maybe that could be one of y'all quarters, and then once or twice a year as a family. So it's up to you on how you want to do it, but there is still room. You can text 81010 81010 and the at symbol in the message category, the at symbol. Yes, let's go. Thank you again for chiming in with your girl Nina Marie as we are on this 45 to 45 countdown to my 45th, with one more part to go, and that will be on next week, same time, same place. And thank you all so much for joining me. Peace out, y'all.